soggy Sunday. I'll have all the details on your weekend forecast and what's going on in the tropics coming up.
Now on Good Morning Augusta, a celebration for a newly renovated Sharon Jones Amphitheater canceled. We'll tell you why. Plus, a cell phone ban at Richland County Schools, why leader space needed. And several people who made major contributions to McDuffie County athletics are being honored. We'll take you there as your number one source for local weekend morning news starts right now.
Live from Television Park, this is Good Morning Augusta on WJBF News Channel 6.
Hey there, well, good morning, sunshine. Thank you for joining us. It's great to be with you. I'm Sean Cabbage-Stock. We'll get to those stories in just a moment. But first, meteorologist Sherry Sheely is back. She joins us now with a quick check of the forecast. So it's not about if we get rain today, it's going to be when.
Exactly, and how much.
Yeah.
Yes, so good to be back with y'all this morning. So it is a dreary start, though, as we look at our Terry Limerick Hyundai Skyview Cam at Augusta Regional. So have some pretty cloudy skies there. Winds pretty calm, as we can see from the stars and stripes there. Did have some issues with fog, though, this morning in Augusta. Visibility a little better, up to 7 miles. Barnwell down to 9 miles. Allendale 7 miles. So keep that in mind. Could have that little fine mist and fog as you hit the roads this morning. Temperature-wise, not too shabby. How about 70 degrees in Augusta and Aiken, 72 in Barnwell, 71 in Evans, but that humidity is still sticking around. So even though those air temps are a little bit cooler, still not very comfortable outside. And winds, again, nice and calm coming from the south right now. So yesterday hit a high temperature of 92, which is below average, and that's where we're going to stay in that below average category for the next several days, thanks to that cloud cover and the rain coming. So your Sunday morning forecast, it's going to be cloudy for most of the morning, but might want to snag that rain jacket to take with you for Sunday morning services, as rain will start moving in around lunchtime and in the afternoon. So we'll go over all the details on that soggy forecast and what's going on with Tropical Storm Debbie, all coming up. Sean?
All right, Sherry, thank you. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp issuing a state of emergency due to Tropical Storm Debbie. The executive order is now in effect until August 8th, rather. Kemp posting on X as the state prepares for a major storm system early this coming week. We urge all Georgians to take precautions to keep their families and property safe. The storms in the area canceling the Sharon Jones Amphitheater ribbon cutting and free concert. Isabella Moody tells us what's next.
The ribbon cutting was set to happen at 3:30 Saturday, immediately followed by a Cody Webb concert. The reopening of the renovated amphitheater was also supposed to introduce a new North Augusta tradition, 803 Night at Riverside Village, to be celebrated every year on August 3rd. But because of the rain, the event has been postponed.
We were all set up and ready to go. Like I said, the rain just kind of ruined that. We've kind of been watching it and monitoring it. It just looks like it's just going to get worse later on. So we didn't want to set back up and then have to sit here and wait and then reset. So we are going to reschedule in the future.
The Grammy-nominated soul singer Sharon Jones was a North Augusta native who died on November 18, 2016 from pancreatic cancer. What was previously called the Riverside Village Amphitheater was dedicated in her name in 2021. Now it's been renovated with added bathrooms, a green room, and more seating.
We're hoping it's going to bring more events into the city, bring more traffic, and just create more of outdoor atmosphere for us as well.
Despite the rain, Cody Webb held a short concert at Southbound Smokehouse for people who came out to see him.
It rained like crazy right after we sound checked. We got set up and ready to go, and a bad storm came through, so I wasn't sure what was going on at first, but they started tearing down all the speakers. Some folks come from really far away, so I decided to go inside Southbound and just play a short set.
The ribbon cutting and Cody Webb concert will be postponed to another day. You can find more information on WJBF.com. In North Augusta, Isabella Moody, WJBF News Channel 6.
We now know the identity of the pedestrian killed in a hit-and-run in Barnwell County Saturday morning. It happened just before 5 on Highway 64, 1 mile west from Barnwell. An unknown vehicle traveling west hit 69-year-old Charles Eugene Bradham, who was walking east on foot. He was pronounced dead at the scene from multiple trauma injuries. Highway Patrol is investigating. A date is set for Ali Murdaugh's appeal on his financial crime sentence. The hearing starts October 29th in Richmond, Virginia, and will last about 3 days. His attorneys argue the 40-year sentence is too harsh. He's asking for the conviction to be removed or the case be reviewed by the South Carolina federal courts. Murdaugh is also serving 2 life sentences for murdering his wife and son. You still have time to save on money? Save money on those back-to-school supplies in South Carolina. The annual sales tax holiday lets you shop for select items without that 6% sales tax. So there's no tax on school supplies, computers, clothing, and more. Of course, we have more information on WJBF.com. Here in Augusta, families had another chance to get school supplies and get help to get their kids ready for the school year. It was a back-to-school giveaway that took place at Greater Young Zion Baptist Church here in Augusta. At least 100 children and teens from the community were given backpacks filled with school supplies. The event also had games, prizes, snacks, and free haircuts. All the school supplies were donated by Purvis Hugging Realty as well as the church, and they're planning to do another giveaway event this winter. This week, Richmond County Schools students will return back to school, and there will be a ban on cell phones. It makes it one of 2 districts banning phones in the classroom. Here's Graham Lee.
We started noticing an uptick in incidents when we're having fights in school. It's always a video. Someone's uploading a video online. It's during class time. It's in between class periods. And so those started to be disruptive.
School Board VP Shauna Kettle says the policy has been discussed for quite some time now after watching students' misbehavior. It requires students to keep their phones away from the time the morning bell rings until they are dismissed. According to the Code of Conduct, if students don't comply, phones will only be confiscated after the first 2 offenses. But if they continue, the 3rd offense requires the parent to pick up the phone the Friday after confiscation, and the students get 1 day of in-school suspension. After a 4th time, the phone is confiscated for 10 days. The parent gets the phone back after a conference with an administrator, and the student gets 3 days of ISS.
This policy is not designed to strip anyone of their rights or their abilities to talk to mom and dad, but it's to help them to focus on keeping the main thing, which is their education and learning.
Chris Mullins is a running candidate for the school board and says the policy is a great idea, but it could need some adjustments after trial and error.
Because we are in an age of, cyber signal, where everybody has a computer, almost everybody has a phone, almost everybody has a computer, almost everybody has a smart digital watch, whatever it is. But how can we make it work for us?
Jefferson County High School is the only other school in our area with a similar policy, which requires students to put their phones in a holder before class starts. So could this be the start of a domino effect?
But yes, I do absolutely think that other school districts around are kind of watching to see how we implement this, how we carry it out, and the effect that it has on our students.
And if it's a domino effect, again, making sure that we do the right things for the community.
And that was Graham Lee reporting for us. Starting Monday, if you travel on Aiken South Side, you should expect delays. DOT is starting a paving project on Whiskey Road southbound, and it will be north of South Boundary Avenue. Work will begin at 9. Please find an alternative route if you can. Starting Monday, Rural Health Services will celebrate National Health Centers Week with several events over there. On Monday, August 5th, they will host a health care for homeless over at Giles Park from 10 to 1. And then on Tuesday, there will be a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the Emmanuel McLean Women's and Children's Health Center. That will be at 11:30 on Clyburn Place, followed by an Agricultural Workers' Day with lunch at several farms. Of course, we have a full list of other events on WJBF.com. Local law enforcement agencies are holding a National Night Out event all this week. Starting Tuesday on the 6th, Barnwell County Sheriff's Office will host one from 4 until 7. They'll be over at Veterans Park. Aiken and Edgefield County Sheriff's Offices, Edgefield EMS, North Augusta's Public Safety, all of them will be at Riverview Park. They'll be from 4 to 8. And the Aiken Department of Public Safety will kick off their event at 6. They'll be at Perry Memorial Park. And Community Resources will be there as well. In Allendale County, the Sheriff's Office will celebrate their event on the 9th. They'll be at 6 p.m. at Freedom Park. National Night Out aims to strengthen community and law enforcement bonds. People who made major contributions to McDuffie County athletics were honored last night. Our photojournalist, Ricky Jones, was there.
We're honoring Coach Ed McIntyre, who was the JV coach back in the 60s. We are honoring Terry Pettis, who was the quarterback for the 2 state championship teams in 84 and 85. Then went on to Georgia Tech and was part of their national championship team in 91. And then Montego Cummings, who was basketball player for Thompson in the 90s, then went on and played for Pittsburgh, and then played 20 years of pro ball, first-round draft pick in NBA.
We want these kids to see, because we're always trying to connect those that have been before them, as well as those that are presently on our team, and for those that are yet to come. We want to see the connection, and we also want to be supportive of those that have come before us. And sometimes you have to be able to congratulate those that in their accomplishment in order to have an accomplishment in yourself.
And it makes me feel real good. And it would make him feel good too, to know that he got this particular honor because of how it came to him, with the support of the young fellows that he coached.
For the Thompson fans, first of all, go Dogs, or go Thompson Dogs. Let me get that straight. Go Thompson Bulldogs. But, I just look forward to them continuing to carry the torch and continue to be that football powerhouse.
I always knew that I saw the people that came before me, they always came back. Whether, it don't have to be financially or whatever, it's just spending time with your community. And that was just something I always wanted to do.
We're celebrating Black Excellence 365. Meet the woman who's transforming lives one molecule at a time. We have those details next.
From the time I was a little girl, the only thing I ever dreamed about was forecasting the weather.
This is Jellyfish Crazy One. As you can see, everything's trees down, and so do not drive.
I mean, I remember watching weather forecasts on TV while my friends were watching cartoons. I guess I was a bit of a nerd.
When I grow up, my ambition is to become a successful meteorologist.
So for me, being chief meteorologist here at News Channel 6, it's a dream come true. My ex-boyfriend
Best.
WJBF News Channel 6's Black Excellence 365 recognizes inspiring Black individuals and organizations here in the CSRA throughout the year. This month, we honor Barina Johnson with the Mary O. Jones Black Affirmation Award.
The little girl would have never thought, from Osceola, Georgia, would have never thought that she would be where she is today.
Barina Johnson is a certified clinical trichologist at the Hair and Scalp Treatment Centers in Augusta. She specializes in hair and scalp health. Her mission started when her sister lost her hair after a breast cancer diagnosis at 30.
And I saw her buy, wig after wig, none of them ever fitting properly. And it devastated me, and it propelled me to do something about people with hair loss.
Her clinic now offers a lifeline for those with thinning hair or alopecia. Many clients have faced hair loss for nearly 20 years.
A lot of times people try to treat the condition before they actually know what's going on.
Johnson and her team uses exams and personalized therapy to address the root causes of hair loss.
I have a whole team. I have a nurse. We work with you with nutrition, so we're addressing the whole person. We have people that come in here, sometimes they lose 30 pounds, just from being on our programs.
She educates clients on healthy hair care and offers products like follicle healing shampoo, conditioner, and hair cream. She says these products are made with natural ingredients to cleanse, nourish, and protect your scalp and hair.
When we work with them, we have them use the exact same products that we use here inside of the clinic so they can maintain the hair that they've grown.
Her book, How to Dominate the Hair Loss Industry, guides beauty professionals in recognizing and treating the conditions.
The first person that's going to see your hair loss is actually, your stylist. But a lot of times they're not educated on what they're seeing.
Johnson's reach goes beyond Augusta with virtual consultations, helping clients nationwide. She's also training professionals to join her field.
They would be the ideal person, if you were going to train someone in order to help you with hair loss. So it allows you to, have another option with someone that can help you with hair loss.
With plans to expand, Johnson hopes to make hair loss support accessible to everyone. Her work offers not just solutions, but empowerment and hope. And that's why she's honored with this month's Black Affirmation Award. And again, congratulations. And if you would like to nominate someone, you can do so at WJBF.com. Get ready for a mixed bag of weather. Sunshine, a side of showers and storms. Right, Sherry? Sherry has a look at the forecast next.
Weather headlines on News Channel 6, brought to you by Hickson Roofing.
I've had an opportunity.
Flash here. Get clear, accurate stories that don't waste your time at WJBF.com. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5 for 6.
All right, how about a beautiful sunrise shot there on our Terry Limerick Hyundai Skyview Cam at Augusta Marriott. We got a few clouds mixed in there, but certainly you can see that sunshine coming through this morning. 70 degrees right now, our temperature with calm winds and a little bit of fog in the area, limited visibility. So looking at Live Viper 6, after a very active day yesterday, right now just a few sprinkles kind of coming along there, along I-20, but don't worry, there's plenty more where that come from, as we have lots of rain coming in the forecast over the next several days. So satellite and radar, mainly just that cloud cover as we have that front stalled just to our north, but as we zoom out, all the action is well to our south, and that is revolving around Tropical Storm Debbie. So looking at our currents right now as of the 5 a.m. update, just off the Florida coast heading towards the Big Bend of Florida. Winds right now, max sustained winds at 50 miles per hour. So the track is what we are all about right now, is it's looking like it's pretty consistent with the track really over the last couple of days. So looking to make landfall tomorrow right in that Big Bend of Florida as a Cat 1 hurricane. But then notice that track coming into South Georgia, and then notice how big the cone of uncertainty is here. Well, that's not only because of the uncertainty, but because Debbie's probably going to do a little circular motion here, which for us is not a good thing, as that means that rain is just going to really pelt down on us for an extended amount of time. But again, still have a few days to kind of pinpoint that in, but I'm expecting a lot of rain to come over the next several days. So looking at the national advisories, already some hurricane and tropical storm warnings and watches all along the Florida coast. But as we zoom in closer to home, you can see we are under a flood watch until 8 o'clock today for all the counties there in green, and expecting that threat to extend even further into the week as Debbie gets closer. So yes, rain chances are very high throughout the week next week, which is good news for our farmers forecast, even though great improvements this week, as now we only have 2 spots under the severe threat in Saluda County and Bamberg counties, and I'm afraid by the end of this week, not only will our drought meter look much better, but also could have some issues with flooding, and that starts today. So let's look at that 48-hour futurecast. Mainly clouds this morning, a few bands of rain coming in around lunchtime in the early afternoon, but as then we go into the later afternoon, that's when we'll have more widespread coverage, could see some heavy downpours, and that's where that flood threat really comes in. But then on Monday, notice as Debbie comes into the U.S., you can see lots of rain just coming in Monday afternoon and continuing throughout the day Monday, Tuesday, and beyond. So it's not a matter of if it's going to rain, it's how much. In fact, today we have an excessive rainfall outlook. We're in that marginal risk mainly for today, but check out tomorrow. We have spots in the CSRA in the slight and even moderate risk. So yes, lots of rain coming our way. Temperature-wise, though, kicking it well below average thanks to that cloud cover and all the rain. How about some 80s in exchange for the rain? So break from the heat, but not a break by any means from the umbrella. So again, lots of rain coming our way over the next several days. That starts today. Mainly in the afternoon hours, could see some strong storms coming through. And then get ready tomorrow as Debbie heads our way, bringing lots and lots of rain to our area.
So we need the rain, but we don't want the flooding.
Yes, but you know, when it rains, it pours.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Sherry. Well, apparently it's wedding season, surprise cars, and unexpected requests. What's trending is next.
CAPS Insurance Agency. Every day, ordinary people in the CSRA do extraordinary things to serve our community. Each month, News Channel 6 recognizes these outstanding volunteers with the Giving Your Best Award. Do you know an everyday hero who goes the extra mile to help others? Nominate them for the Giving Your Best Award by visiting WJBF.com and filling out the entry form.
Sponsored by Science Co., Piedmont Augusta, Security Federal Bank, and News Channel 6.
Hey y'all, welcome back. Time to take a look at what's trending. Chipotle is raging out into the world of beauty. They're teaming up with Wonder Skin for a burrito-proof lip stain called Lipole.
Okay.
Perhaps it starts with a bright metallic green foil mask, and then when you wipe it off, you get a new rose color underneath. It goes on sale. It's already on sale, actually. No word on the price yet. Yay or nay?
I mean, I guess if it's burrito proof, it's good for other things too. I don't know. This is weird. Fast food and makeup, I don't know.
I want my fast food, so well, I don't wear makeup.
Yeah, I was going to say, what lip stain are you wearing?
I just want the fast food. Okay, take a look at this. So apparently we're in the middle of wedding season, Sherry. No?
I don't know.
Well, a Reddit user is asking how far is too far. One user shared a story about a couple who sent cards to people they didn't invite, saying you're in our hearts on this special day. And for those who were invited, Sherry, the bride and groom assigned them tasks, like clearing and setting up the tables for reception. Mixed reviews, some saying it's their day, they can do what they want to do. Others say it's rude and entitled. What do you think?
I think I'm going with that's a little too much. Yes, it's your day and you need to feel special, but if you want me to bring my present, I am not clearing my home, setting my home
But
table.
how do you feel about sending a note to someone who's not
Yeah,
invited?
that's not cool. That's not cool.
Because you know you have some people who want to come. What do you tell them?
Yeah.
Do you ghost them? I think that's what the kids call it. Ghosting
I
them?
don't know. For me personally, if that happened, I was like, yeah, just come on. And that's how we ended up with way too many people. But
Because you have a great heart. That's why.
yeah, it's because I can't tell somebody to their face and to mail it and put it in writing.
Well, can you text it to them?
No.
And change your phone number?
I'm too nice. I can't do that.
Okay. Well.
Hi, sir. You get to refund me our hot dog for me, please. We do not sell 50 hot dogs. Only 5 per person.
So not sure if y'all heard that. So the guy said only 5 hot dogs per person. So Good Samaritan going viral for this video. In it, he ordered 50 hot dogs at Costco at the food court to give to homeless people. So he ordered them at a kiosk and was charged $75. No problem. But when he went to pick them up, he was told he would be refunded because of a 5 hot dog per customer limit. They have to be eaten on site. So it's not clear which Costco this took place in.
What does it matter?
And then it's for homeless folks.
Yeah, if he's paying for it and he can carry all those hot dogs out.
You can buy out the whole store as long as you're paying for it.
Yeah, that's what I always like to say. You can have whatever you want as long as you pay for it. At a restaurant.
At a restaurant. There you go. Coming up on Good Morning Augusta, Florida, bracing for a tropical storm. We have those details coming up. But first, let's head to New York, where Will Reeve is standing by. A look at what's coming up on Good Morning America. Good morning, Will.
Good morning. Coming up on GMA, Tropical Storm Debbie bearing down on Florida. Strong winds, life-threatening storm surge, and up to 20 inches of rain in store. And South Carolina and Georgia also in the storm sites. Our weather team tracking the path. Plus, look out for scammers stealing your travel rewards points. We'll have the advice you need to protect those hard-earned points. And week 2 of the summer games in full swing. The GOATs doing GOAT things.
Associates. Truck accidents are devastating. You need help and you need answers. We'll get you both as quickly as possible.
You can't always choose the way, but you can choose your weather app. Go with the most accurate and most trusted Reliant 536 mobile app. Download it today. Live from Television Park, this is Good Morning Augusta on WJBF News Channel 6.
And this is 7:32. Thank you for staying with us. I'm Sean Cabbage-Stock. Now to the state of emergency in Florida. Residents filling up sandbags and stocking up on supplies, bracing for that tropical storm. Here's Nicole Rogers.
I'm very used to hurricanes. I'm not used to flooding. So this is my first time living here. We've lived here for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Not even.
From balancing moving into a new home to sandbagging their front door. As a tropical storm brews in the Gulf of Mexico, residents are preparing for the impact of severe weather. This Shore Acres neighborhood is all too familiar with the challenges of living in flood-prone areas.
When I moved in here, I was aware of how bad it floods.
With flooding as a possibility in the coming hours, neighbors are coming together to protect their homes and property.
We prepped with sandbags, so we have about 20 sandbags. We also have about 50 bricks that we're gonna raise all of our furniture with, because we have a lower level and an upper level. So we have talked to all the neighbors around here, and they told us definitely lift the furniture on the lower level.
Some say they've been through this before and they're just hoping for the best, while others say it's their first rodeo.
Then we also have the little water dam I'm gonna use for the garage. But other than that, there's not much besides just putting things up when you can.
And a number of Florida counties have already issued mandatory or voluntary evacuation orders. Governor Henry McMaster signing an executive order to send South Carolina National Guard to Florida. This follows Florida's request for emergency aid. McMaster says around 70 service members and 30 vehicles have been sent. He promises to send more if needed. So, Sherry, you said it's uncertain as far as those impacts here because of that cone of uncertainty.
Right. So the exact impacts, we still got a little bit of time, but it's looking like a lot of rain is coming our way.
So I need to make sure I have my rain boots for Monday.
Rain boots,
Because
yes.
I'm going to be in the bureau Monday.
Yes, bring the rain boots. Yeah, umbrella, all that. So let's take a live look now in Florida on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam at Clearwater Beach. You can see already some ominous skies building there. Waves looking pretty calm. Still have some people, of course, walking on the beach, and that camera kind of shaking a little bit in the wind already. Looking at our satellite radar here, we got a few little sprinkles coming through our area with the cloud cover, but as we pan to our south, can definitely tell a lot more action happening in the Sunshine State as we have Tropical Storm Debbie there, just off of the Florida coast, heading towards the Big Bend of Florida, looking to make landfall on Monday for us. So we did get a good bit of rainfall yesterday. In fact, in the last 2 days, almost 2 inches of rain has fallen in Allendale County, Louisville over 1.5 inches, and just under 1 inch here in Augusta. So already lots of rain has fallen, so some places are more prone to flooding before even more rain is dumped on us associated with Tropical Storm Debbie. And along with that, we had a little bit of mist and fog in the area this morning. Visibility limited to 7 miles in Augusta and Barnwell and Allendale at 4 miles. So please be careful if you're hitting the roads in that neck of the woods. Temperature-wise, pretty mild out there in the 70s for us this morning. So planning out your day today. For the morning, mainly just clouds to contend with, temperatures in those upper 70s to mid 80s. But then as we get into the afternoon hours, that's where the rain and the storms will start to build in, topping off only right around 90 degrees. So a little bit cooler. We went from the extreme heat last week to this week, a little bit cooler, but a lot of rain on the way. I'll have all the details of what you can expect for the end of your weekend and the week ahead all coming up. Sean?
All right, Sherry, thank you. Vice President Kamala Harris weighing her VP pick. C is investigating rising grocery costs as large companies bring in record profits. The agency says it will examine big chain grocery tactics on food pricing. Officials held their first virtual meeting of a strike force on unfair and illegal pricing. They questioned why inflation for groceries is near zero this year, but costs are still up 21% since the start of 2021. It's a sight to be seen at one rescue. We'll see the story of this four-eared cat. Well, the cat should be there. We'll show you that next.
The Live Viper 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
On the web at AugustaRV.net.
To get the weather you need to see the whole picture. That's why Live Viper 6 gives you the Skyview Network. Get a live view of traffic and weather from all over the CSRA. Available online 24 hours a day at WJBF.com and the free Live Viper 6 mobile app. The WJBF Live Viper 6 Skyview Network, powered by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service.
An 8-week-old kitten named Otto is simply irresistible. Here's Corey Johnson.
True Rescue in Mount Juliet says it's the largest communal cat rescue in the South.
We are housed in a 7,000 square foot facility. We have just over 430 animals total in our care. It's between cats, dogs, puppies, and kittens.
Recently, the shelter welcomed in a new litter found abandoned in a box, including a 4-eared kitten. And his name is Audio. Staff of the rescue say they first noticed the extra pair of ears during an exam.
Whenever we took him out of his carrier, my counterpart said, "What's on his ear?" And when we look closer, it appears as if Audio has actually 4 ears on his head. So he has 2 right-facing and 2 rear-facing. It's extremely abnormal.
8-week-old Audio and his irresistible charm is garnering a lot of attention on social media, putting the shelter in the spotlight at a time when it's most needed.
We've had ongoing issues with drainage problems and foundation issues, but this past Sunday, week from Sunday and Monday, back-to-back evenings, we had water in the building. Sunday night, it was 4 inches from the rear wall to the front doors.
On top of that, kitten season is in full swing. Right now, staff say they need 150 to 200 adoptions per month to be on pace with the amount of cats coming in.
We're doing far more intakes, far more medical cases per day than we are adoptions.
The flooding issue slowed adoptions significantly, but True Rescue officials say despite this, the Mount Juliet community stepped up to foster more kittens in an effort to get the shelter back on its feet. Others donated enough to fully stock the rescue with cat food.
We'll go through it very quickly, but it's nice to see a few full shelves. That's pretty rare this time of year.
As for Audio, staff say they will not remove his extra ears unless they start to harm him. If you're interested in adopting Audio, you'll have to wait a few more weeks. But until then, he's bringing extra joy to the shelter.
A really frustrating week. There have been a lot of setbacks since the flooding that have been going on in our world, and for Audio to come at this time, it really does feel like a good luck charm.
Corey Johnson, News 2.
Another check of the forecast coming up in less than 3 minutes.
Of course, Brands Market's prices. The WJBF Live Viper 6 Skyview Network is sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
So our live Viper 6 radar very active yesterday as there were several severe thunderstorm warnings and watches and flood watches in effect yesterday. But overnight and into the early morning hours, relatively calm. A few little sprinkles out there that appear to be dwindling at this hour. Just a few more just outside of Augusta along I-20 there for us. So looking at a live look on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam here in Augusta. A little bit of blue sky peeping through there. A little bit of sunrise shot we saw earlier. But the clouds are certainly starting to roll in. And unfortunately, it's pretty much going to be cloudy for the rest of the day today and the next couple of days. Temperature-wise, at 70 degrees thanks to that cloud cover. Wind's nice and calm, but we do have a little bit of a misty, foggy situation to contend with that could be limiting visibility, not only here in Augusta, but some other areas, especially I think Allendale County, visibility limited down to 4 miles. So please be safe if you're heading out there. So looking at the satellite radar, again, a few little sprinkles there, but mainly just the cloud cover. And we still have that front that's stalled out just to our north. But as we pan out, all the action is to the south, where all eyes are on what is now Tropical Storm Debbie, just off the Florida coast, right along there at Tampa, and projected to move northeastward towards the Big Bend of Florida over the next several hours. So speaking of Debbie, here's the live look here, current update as of 5 o'clock. We will get a more updated version here in the next little bit, and I'll keep you updated on that. Winds right now, max sustained winds at 50 miles per hour, but the track is what we really want to look at here. So looking to make landfall is a Cat 1 hurricane Monday. Okay, so that's in the Big Bend of Florida. Still not a major concern, pretty far south of us, right? Well, no, as it tracks kind of in the trajectory towards South Georgia onto the Carolina coast, notice this cone of uncertainty is very wide. That's not necessarily because we don't know where it's going, but it's because there's several models that just have it swirling and hanging out here over us. What does that mean? Well, that means lots of rain could just be dumping on us for several days. So not really our typical, things we worry about with hurricanes, with lots of winds and tornadoes, but flooding is definitely going to be a major threat with all that rain coming. In fact, we have some watches and warnings already in Florida because of the approaching storm, but if we zoom in closer to home, today we are under a flood watch thanks to all the rain yesterday. A lot of the soils are already saturated, so with more rain coming, that could be a threat for today for most of the CSRA with those counties there in green. That is in effect until 8 o'clock this evening with more watches and warnings on the way. So let's look at the futurecast for today. Overall for the morning hours, mainly just cloud cover, a few sprinkles. But as we go into the afternoon hours, rain chances not only expand, but the coverage area and the intensity could expand with the heating of the day. But then Monday, that's when we really start to see that soaking rain start to come in associated with Debbie, and that will continue not only Monday into Tuesday, but could possibly continue into the week ahead as well. So primary threats, heavy rain and flooding. Secondary threats, damaging winds there associated with Tropical Storm Debbie. Excessive rain outlook at marginal for today, but tomorrow, check this out. Not only do we have marginal and slight, but moderate risk for our southern lying counties, closest to the storm. So again, lots of rain there. And remember, with your flooding safety, to turn around and do not drown. For rainfall totals, again, it's still far out. This could change, but some pretty scary totals there for us, especially in our southern lying counties. But thanks to the cloud cover and the rain, temperatures are going to stay below average, mainly around 90 and even into the 80s for the week ahead. So everybody pay attention to your Viper 6 weather team, and we'll keep you updated with the latest on Debbie. That's your forecast, and we'll be right back.
Weather headlines on News Channel 6, brought to you by Hickson Roofing. Weather headlines on News Channel 6, brought to you by Hickson Roofing.
Yes.
the checklist, honey?
Luggage?
Check.
Kids?
Check!
Butler trip check?
Before you leave town, check with the butler. With our complimentary trip check, we'll inspect all your major safety components and parts to ensure your car is running its best. With multiple locations convenient to you, just let the butler do it.
Some people hear the name Good.
Now, WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
On Saturday, 7 new members were inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame as part of the class of 2024, and one of them started and ended his career not too far from here. Carolina Panthers great Julius Peppers was a part of that class. Peppers is the first player drafted by Carolina to reach the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The former defensive end and outside linebacker was the second overall pick in 2002 when he played 17 seasons in the league, making 159.5 sacks. A huge congrats to the legend Julius Peppers and all of the 2024 Pro Football Hall of Fame inductees. A local legend was also inducted into the Georgia Racing Hall of Fame on Saturday. Jimmy Manis has been racing in Augusta and all over Georgia since 1959, but now in Dawsonville, his legacy is officially enshrined. A huge congrats to Mr. Manis as well. Over in Major League Baseball, the Atlanta Braves hosted the Miami Marlins on Saturday for Game 3 of their series as they look to earn their 5th consecutive win. Matt Olson got things going early for Atlanta. One on, he sneaks this one through the gap and left. The Braves jump out in front. Then in the 3rd inning, game tied at 1, Marcell Ozuna sends it deep to left field. That's the 82nd home run of the year for the Big Bear, and Atlanta retakes the lead 2-1. The Braves would then load the bases for Eddie Rosario, and with a 2-0 count, he'll ground it to the right side, which will get the out at second, but that brings in Matt Olson, so the Braves lead 3-1. Now, Grant Holmes got the start on the mound for Atlanta. In the 5th, he gave up 2 more runs that would tie the ball game. Ultimately, Miami would get the win 4-3. Final game of the series on Sunday starts at 1:35. And finally, at the 2024 Paris Olympics, the USA has a man atop the leaderboard. Xander Schauffele is tied with Spain's John Rahm at 14 under. Scotty Scheffler is 4 shots off the lead and a tie for 6th, along with Ireland's Rory McIlroy. And then the rest of Team USA are just a bit further down. Wyndham Clark and Colin Morikawa are both at 5 under, but with one final round, we'll let you know who wins gold later on this weekend at the 2024 Paris Olympics. And that does it for Morning Sports.
The CSRA's favorite news app is now even better with easier access to local news, weather, and streaming video. Download the News Channel 6 mobile app.
There's a lot to the...
So the key word is rain.
Rain, 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 and lots of it. And that starts mainly this afternoon. So going into the week ahead, we're looking at Tropical Storm Debbie just really dumping lots of rain on us, especially in our southern line counties. So now's the time to prepare. And remember, with flood safety, turn around, do not drown.
And y'all, thank you for joining the Cool Kids on your favorite weekend morning news. Have a great week. We'll see you next weekend. And I love you, Mama. Stay safe.